Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on Ag-Am in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Capus. On today's show, we'll be talking about the wheat crop, which has largely been rescued by a month of rain that came in May. Also, we'll be talking about the effects of rain on wheat, including stripe rust. In addition, we'll be talking about the 87th Annual Kansas FFA Convention, which featured many different events that were different from last year's. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers. This segment is brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
The Kansas FFA Association was chartered by the National FFA Organization in 1928. The association has a current membership of over 7,900 members and 166 chapters, and those numbers are rising. FFA chapters are established in 166 high school agriculture education departments and 158 unified school districts. FFA is found in both rural and urban areas, with chapters being located in or very near the cities of Garden City, Olathe, Lawrence, Salina, and Topeka. FFA offers the curriculum to not only students in rural areas, but urban ones as well. FFA members can be found in 85 of 105 counties across Kansas. Today we focus on Kansas FFA's largest event that brings thousands of members to Manhattan, Kansas, their annual convention. FFA members filled McCain Auditorium for 3 days at the end of May for the 87th Kansas FFA Convention. Several members anxiously awaited the results of the Triple Crown chapter, State Star winner, and state offices. The Kansas FFA Association is led by the state officer team. 6 students who are freshmen and sophomores in college, serving as president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, reporter, and sentinel. In addition, adult guidance and leadership is provided by the state advisor and executive secretary. Bethany Schiffeldecker was elected as the vice president of the state association for the past year and reflects on her experience in the position.
So one of the primary roles as a state officer is just to work with some of our high school and middle school members. We get to spend a lot of time in their classrooms working on leadership development with them, and that's really been my favorite part of this experience so far. So through that leadership development, we're teaching these practical life skills that students aren't learning in other classes, and you know that they're going to use in any career that they go into. And you really have an opportunity to make these students feel valued, to really give them some self-value that they're not finding anywhere else. I've had students tell me that FFA is the reason they stayed in school. It's helped them through divorces in families, losses of friends and family. It's given them a way to find their passion and purpose in life. And so just really seeing how this organization becomes almost a family and really affects these student lives has been the single most important part of being a state officer for me.
The 2014-2015 Kansas FFA State Officer Team completed their year of service recently with the conclusion of the 87th Kansas FFA Convention on the Kansas State University campus. The team presented workshops and speeches challenging high school students to serve their community in the spirit of this year's convention theme, Go All Out. After being elected in May of 2014, the team spent the past year traveling across the state, sharing their passion for leadership, service, and agriculture. When the state officers are elected, chapter members serve as delegates to state convention, elect the state officers, and conduct official business of the association.
So once a member decides to run, they'll submit a form just telling the state of their intentions, and then really the selection process begins. Before state convention, which is in May, you'll fill out a couple brief forms like an application, and then the real work happens during state convention. So the state selects a committee who's chosen to select the state officers, and you go through about a week of intensive behavioral-based interviews. You'll be asked hundreds and hundreds of interview questions. So this committee really gets to know you as a person, and then they have the fun job of sitting down and deliberating which individuals will work best together as a team and which ones really have a role that they can play in working with those Kansas FFA members.
Here's another gardening tip with Annette Jackson from Jackson's Greenhouse.
If you missed the opportunity to apply crabgrass preventer to your lawn last month, there's still time. Apply Furlum's new product, Professional Turf Weed Out Plus Crabgrass Preventer. This product kills new crabgrass. It also prevents new crabgrass and other weeds. kills dandelions, and fertilizes your lawn all in one application.
Visit Jackson's. We'll show you how to grow the best lawn in your neighborhood.
Jackson's Greenhouse has what you need today.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com. This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
FFA is a dynamic student-led leadership development organization for students of agriculture education. The FFA changes lives and prepares students for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success. With agriculture being a broad field of study, members study things like landscaping, floriculture, animal science, computer applications, accounting, environmental science, mechanics, and engineering. Regardless of an FFA's career choice, the FFA provides opportunities to build and apply math, science, technology, and leadership skills to their life. Today we explore the biggest event that the Kansas FFA offers, which is the Kansas FFA Convention. More than 2,000 FFA members, agriculture educators, and supporters converged onto Kansas State University for the 87th Kansas FFA Convention. The convention, which opened Wednesday, May 27th, and ran through Friday, May 29th. The convention theme was Go All Out, which inspired members' growth as future leaders in agriculture, the communities, and the world. The theme also reflects the many opportunities FFA offers students to develop their potential through career development events, supervised agriculture experiences, and more. Convention guests heard from retiring state officers and special guests, including Colin Klein and State Senator Garrett Love. Jeffrey Hadachek served as State Secretary, and he is from Republic County. Hadachek will be a sophomore at Kansas State University, majoring in agriculture economics in the fall.
I am Jeffrey Hadachek. I am originally from Cuba, Kansas, and I am currently serving as the Kansas FFA Secretary. Part of my duties as as a state officer in FFA is to go around to all of the chapters around the state and around high schools and to really connect to those high school students who are involved in the FFA organization. FFA provides opportunity for students for leadership in agriculture and provides them a passion that they could never get elsewhere. And that's something that just really makes my job valuable, is that I can provide that opportunity for students and really be that inspiration for their futures.
FFA members can learn skills that can help them later in life, just like Jeffrey described. And at the convention, they were rewarded with their actions. 39 members were awarded proficiency awards for accomplishing specific career goals in their SAE programs. The state FFA degree, the highest honor a state association can bestow, was awarded to 218 members. 3 of those recipients were recognized for having the best SAE programs in their state, with the State Farmer, State in Agriculture Placement, and State in Agribusiness Awards. Attendees also were entertained by 83 members performing in the Kansas FFA Band and Kansas Chorus. Jeffrey Hadachek wants FFA members to tell their story, how they started in FFA, and hopefully with this process, it can impact their community and provide awareness for the program.
One of the biggest things that we encourage our members to do is just tell their stories. Whether they come from an urban background or a rural background, they have experiences in agriculture that make them valuable and that make them able to communicate to the general public about what agriculture does. And we've been very fortunate in FFA to have several organizations develop, several chapters develop in urban areas. And anymore with technology the way it is, there's opportunity to have more advancement in technology, more advancement in agriculture because of the opportunities that is available in urban communities. So students that didn't grow up on a farm have the opportunity to get involved in agriculture and provide experiences for them that they would have not had elsewhere than in FFA.
During the final session, 6 members were elected to the 2015-2016 state officer team to serve more than 8,850 Kansas FFA members. Stay tuned after the break for more news from Farm Factor.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Terry Griffin, K-State Extension Cropping System Specialist, joins us. Precision ag data has been a part of a farmer's everyday operations for many, many years. So have we seen that data be any type of an influence on farmland values?
So far, I do not believe that we've actually have seen any influence on farmland values based upon whether precision ag data was present or not.
If that data were sufficient enough for somebody's everyday operation, so it'd be considered that big data, how do we look at it now, knowing that big data has started to become a more important issue?
Well, we do fully expect that big data will impact farmland values and rental rates in the very near future. Although we've not witnessed or saw any evidence of this in empirical data, and we are starting to build models and survey techniques so that we can isolate and determine if this is actually happening or not.
So let's take an example of a soybean producer that is out there, and in a mature big data system, a lot of that individual tract of land is going to really rely on that infield data that they see.
We see good examples of how data can be combined or aggregated with other farms' data into a community pooled data set, and from there, better insights can be obtained from each individual data set.
So let's say some who participate in big data, and there's going to be producers that decide not to do that.
And the first one or two or a few people that participated had very little value, but as more and more people participated, the value to everybody skyrocketed. If only a few people participate, the value would be very limited. But you're right, not everybody will participate for various reasons, and those who are left out of the community will not be able to directly enjoy those benefits.
If I'm a soybean producer, what would be the best advice that you would give that producer out there in regards to specifically the data that they keep right now?
Well, my number one piece of advice is to be cognizant about what data is being collected and how it's being used. One of the issues with data is quality. So I always encourage people to start collecting yield monitor data, even if they do not have a direct use for it, because sometimes it takes a few seasons to get used to calibrating yield monitors and so forth. And as of today, that is still a very important part that cannot be overcome by post-processing procedures.
Terry Griffin, K-State Extension Cropping System Specialist, joins us on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
From the Land of Kansas is a trademark program that helps Kansas businesses grow, produce, process, or manufacture Kansas products. Let's meet Britt's Garden Acres, a family-owned farm on the outskirts of Manhattan. They grow and sell different types of produce, from strawberries to cabbage and so much more. Their flower selection is just as large, with pansies, petunias, marigolds, well, too many to list here. Supporting local markets and providing healthy and tasty foods is their goal. So in addition to flowers and vegetables, Britt's also offers local grass-fed beef, organic pork, raw honey, and Mexican vanilla, along with fantastic jams and salsas. For a fun family event, grab the kids and come to Britt's for a tour of the farm or a barn party. Plus in the fall, they have a huge pumpkin patch with hayrack rides, corn mazes, and a petting zoo too. For more information, go to britsfarm.com.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Poe, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
Here's another gardening tip with Annette Jackson from Jackson's Greenhouse.
Well-designed container flower gardens bring beauty to your home, at your entry, on your patio, or placed in a special spot in your landscape. Let Jackson's help you select the correct plant combinations which will add the color and style you need and that will survive the summer to provide beauty till frost.
Our annual flat sale is going on now. Choose a flat of 4 packs for just $18.99.
Jackson's Greenhouse has what you need today.
This segment brought to you by Heinen Brothers Ag, farmers helping farmers by offering quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia. Call today to protect your crop yield.
A month of rain in May has largely rescued the wheat crop at Kansas, turning a deplorable harvest into an average one. With harvest starting in 7 to 10 days, the U.S. Department of Agriculture rated the state's crop recently as 30% good or excellent, 40% fair, and 29% poor or very poor. In today's agriculture industry, that's not profitable or helpful for Kansas farmers, but better than the parched fields from last year. Last year's drought-stricken wheat harvest in Kansas, coupled with the sharply falling prices of corn, soybeans, and great sorghum, made last year a disappointment for many crop farmers. In south-central Kansas, the worst-hit area, farmers saw a net income of just $53,000 for the year. Farmers are going into harvest with prices that are pretty low compared to the last 4 years. Unlike corn and soybeans, wheat is produced broadly across the globe. World production of wheat hit a peak last year and is projected to come within 1% of that figure this year. Stockpiles are abundant, which hurts Kansas farmers. In addition, the rise in value of the dollar since last year makes U.S. wheat less competitive in the export market, reducing demand. The dollar is about 20% more expensive than it was a year ago. Stay tuned, as we'll have more on rain's effect on wheat.
From the Land of Kansas is a trademark program that helps Kansas businesses grow, produce, process, or manufacture Kansas products. Let's meet the Barns at Timber Creek, located at 14704 91st Road in Winfield, Kansas. The first barn you drive up to is the main B&B, with 5 elegant country-themed guest rooms. These elegant country-themed rooms, the birdhouse, the granary, the southwestern, the rail yard, and the barn owl are all complete with private baths, satellite TV, wireless internet, and air conditioning. Adjacent to the B&B is the Barn Owl Treehouse guest room, a private room with a bath and a tree. Within eyesight is the Stone Barn, a perfect place for wedding receptions, company meetings, or special celebrations. The Stone Barn is tucked away in the old stone quarry and is also a great site for concert venues. For more information and to make a reservation, go to timbercreekbarns.com.
Heinen Brothers Ag Service understands the risk and rewards of farming. As fourth-generation farmers themselves, they understand the importance of using the correct products on every acre. Farmers helping farmers. Heinen Brothers Ag offers quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia. Call today at 800-760-4964 or find us online at HeinenBrothersAg.com.
Healthy cows start with the new Hired Hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher. Get the new Hired Hand for yourself or become a distributor. Visit cowsprayer.com. The new Hired Hand makes healthy cows easy.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on Ag Game in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Cabus. A month of rain in May has largely rescued the wheat crop in Kansas, turning a deplorable harvest into an average one. However, with this rain in May, stripe rust has recently emerged as a serious threat for wheat production in Kansas and the southern Great Plains. Listen to K-State Research and Extension as they break down this disease and its harmful effects.
So this year we've seen a lot of disease pressure in the wheat here in Kansas and throughout the Great Plains. The most important disease, or the disease that's gotten most people's attention, is a disease called stripe rust. And stripe rust is able to attack a lot of our current varieties here in Kansas, and we've seen a lot of disease develop in the last few weeks. In Kansas, we've seen cool temperatures and frequent rainfall, extended periods of high relative humidity that favor the stripe rust. Have really released the disease in this year's wheat crop. Many of our varieties, such as Everest, Armour, Tam 111, some of the most popular varieties in the state, are quite vulnerable to the stripe rust. And we're now here today seeing many of the fields with a lot of leaf damage. That leaf damage contributes to yield loss because it damages the infrastructure that the plants use to produce the grain that we ultimately want to harvest. So this has not only been a Kansas problem, the stripe rust has also caused problems in northern Texas, Oklahoma, now moving northward into Nebraska as well. So all over the Great Plains, stripe rust has emerged as a serious problem this year. There are also some additional diseases that we need to be watching out for as well. Probably another rust is second on that list right now, and leaf rust in particular is the one I have in mind there. So leaf rust is also emerging as a serious problem here as well, and many growers that have applied fungicides to try and suppress the stripe rust control will also likely be getting benefits from that fungicide for suppressing these late flush of leaf rust as well. The third disease that I'm concerned about is a disease called Fusarium head blight or head scab. Fusarium head blight infects the wheat during the flowering or early stages of grain fill and is also favored by the frequent rainfall, extended periods of high relative humidity, much like we saw with these other leaf diseases. So going forward, still hopeful that the cool season that we've had, moderate temperatures and adequate rainfall has stimulated disease, but also will hopefully be balanced out somewhat by stimulating additional yield potential in our crop as well.
Thank you for watching today's episode of Farm Factor on Ag Game in Kansas. For more of Farm Factor, or if you want to view this episode again, visit us on www.aggameinkansas.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. So have a good day with good luck.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.